Welcome back to the Great Circle, the African survival adventure game available on Steam. It is for PC. You can download it at the link in the description or go to Steam and search for the Great Circle. There is the store page right there. To download the demo, scroll down the store page, you'll see a big green button that says download demo. You can add the game to your library. It updates automatically just like any other game. You also have access to the beta branch of the game where you can try out the latest features as they are being developed. The demo is free and so are the branches included. You can follow the Great Circle on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. All social media is linked in the description below. You can also just search for the Great Circle. It is easy to find. To join the official player base, you can join by following the link to our official Discord. That is linked in the description below, or follow the link from the store page on Steam. To support development of the Great Circle, you can join our Patreon. That is patreon.com/thegreatcircle, or you can boost the Discord server or do PayPal donations. All of it's appreciated. If nothing else, hit the like button. Okay, all right. Let us get down to business here. One moment. Let me just make sure the feedback isn't happening in the mic. Okay, little announcement. Not a big deal, but I am basically going to... Oh, by the way, I'm the developer of the Great Circle. Been at this for a while. I'm going to be doing some live development, but I have an announcement to make first, and then we'll do some live development. And then if you have questions, you can type those in chat. I'll be responding to those live. Okay. So, basically going to commit to the other things that I've been working on. I have 2 additional survival game concepts that I've worked on a little bit, over time. The Great Pacific, which some of you know, and the Great Before. These are 2 separate, smaller games that I want to do that are more just strictly focused only on survival. As some of you know, the Great Circle has a lot more to it than just survival. There's story modes, there's a much more robust game experience that I've been working on. In the process of doing that, I realized there are a lot of systems and game code that could actually be used to focus more on a specific survival adventure. So we can go ahead and show. First, the concept of extending the survival into the ocean is the Great Pacific. The footage for that doesn't look great because I hadn't been working on it on my new PC yet. But the concept is just a survival game in the ocean, and the approach is focused on single player and fully simulating the world. All this is testing, so that there is a full living, breathing ecosystem that you have to survive in. And just the concept is you can play different animals in the ocean. There you see some testing with the orca. And you can see that AI has made its way into the ocean there. There's just some different looks that you can get because we are going to be exploring large areas of the Pacific Ocean. So you'll get to go deep ocean. You'll have some creatures that are more close to the surface. You'll even have some bird creatures that are kind of seafaring. But that's going to be the experience for the Great Pacific. And now, in and it's pretty simple. There won't be any story mode and stuff included in the Great Pacific. It's just straight survival. It'll just be a simple thing where you develop your character over time. Now, the latest thing that I've been working on is, well, what if we were working on a dinosaur survival game, so something prehistoric. So enter the Great Before. See, we're keeping the Great name in each of these titles, but the Great Before would be a survival game that's just focused on surviving in a prehistoric time. This is just a test map and everything. This is just some walking around with the character there, but we will be adapting a map that is made specifically for this this title, and it's going to have prehistoric plants, prehistoric creatures, prehistoric sounds. Everything's going to be prehistoric. But here are some early looks at, you know, some concepts that I've already mocked up and been working on. As you know, my main focus has been prioritizing the single player experience and by necessity world building and creating a living and breathing ecosystem for the player to survive in, not dependent on being online or with other players, but allowing for that to be added in the future. These would also be taking the same approach where I'm mainly spending a lot of time designing the world and putting animals in the world around you that are surviving and making them as smart as possible so that you get a realistic survival experience. So we'll be taking the same approach as the Great Circle to the other titles, but they are going to be smaller and just more simply focused. So it's just going to be less features to the game experience, much more simple. There's a couple other looks here. There's just a little bit more environment tests. But you can see that the other animals being around is going to be a big part of what makes those titles special. For now, the information about these other games will just be in the Discord for the Great Circle. So if you want to keep up with those, all you have to do is just go in the Discord. There's going to be a channel for each one. Let me show the channel real quick. So in the Discord, if you go on the left-hand side up to news and info, we've added 2 channels, one for the Great Pacific. Some of you already follow that. These will be the dev updates that are just the Great Pacific, and these will be the dev updates that are just the Great Before. So I want to keep up with these separate titles there. But if essentially what I want to do is create these other games as companion pieces to the Great Circle, so that I just kind of see it as a complete artwork. So there's a set. You have a survival game that is based on Africa. You have a survival game that's based on the Pacific Ocean, but you also have a survival game that's based on prehistoric times. Yeah, and occasionally I will drop the other games in the main thing, but I'm gonna keep this mainly about TGC. But if there is, use that music's a little loud. But if there's a big update for any one of these, I'll just, you know, from time to time pop that in there. Over time, I will, you know, create the separate structures for the other titles. So there will be a YouTube channel for the Great Before and the Great Pacific, as well as social media, and just separate everything so that, you know, if you want to just focus on those other games, you can. On Steam, I will likely create a bundle package where if you can get like a deal by buying all three, and that way you basically are supporting the whole thing. All right. Anyways, so that's what I wanted to say. Not a whole lot. I'll be working out the details and adding those over time. One moment. Yeah, so I'll be working out details and adding more over time. As you'll see those other titles come into their own, but right now they're just going to be closely under TGC, so I'll probably have branches for each one within TGC, the demo, before I break out and make separate Steam pages and, you know, separate packages for those other games. Anyways, yeah, that's the news. We're gonna have 3 games, not just a Great Circle. You're welcome. All right, back to what we normally do. Some live development. Oh, I just realized the stream might be streaming too high of a bit rate, so hopefully it's not like choppy and stuff. But I wanted to just get that info about the other titles out there so that people aren't confused. That way I can just post stuff whenever I want to. But yeah, there's gonna be more than just survival. I guess while this loads, we can show a little bit more of TGB. This is what it's going to look like when you come up on a group of sauropods. We already have some brachiosaurs. Soon I will be adding some flying pterosaurs, and I think I'm going to add a parasaur. cheating right now, you will not be able to do this. Can't put the camera below the water. Okay, that's good. This is a good thing. Oh wait, there we can see below for a second. This is okay. I'm going to turn off something.
AK said, "Hi."
Hey, what's up, AK?
AK said, "Is that a dinosaur you just saw?"
No, those are giraffes. Let me clarify, there won't be any crossover. So, all the Africa stuff will be separate from any of the dinosaur stuff. You might have saw this. This is the dinosaur content. All the dinosaur stuff stays in the dinosaur lane. All the ocean survival stuff stays in the ocean survival lane, and then the Africa survival will just be its own thing. Separate but awesome.
AK said, "Wow." NYX6 said, "Wow indeed." AK said, "Wonderful to have not only savanna, but ocean as well."
Yep, you're gonna get ocean, you're gonna get savanna, you're gonna get prehistoric times as well. You're gonna have a trifecta.
NYX said, "How long have you been working on the Great before?"
Like a week. But honestly, you might as well say I've been working on it for the same amount of time as the Great Circle. They're using the same systems. queue up the video for y'all so you can see it. I have a philosophy to build for the future. So it's not just the African animal survival game I've been building, it's the other games too. Structure is essentially the same, but these other two survival games will be much more simple. No story mode, no mixing of the different game modes and stuff, just straight survival for those.
I haven't checked in on TVGC in a while. This gun seems to have a trifecta. What's the latest roadmap looking like?
Well, let me turn down this so 87 is done. Basically just gotta get it to Steam now. The newest, most important changes is the number one, the player experience is going to be more streamlined. So there's a lot of stuff been removed from the HUD, so you now have a new player HUD. This is also still not done. This is even this I feel like is too much, so we're going to slim this down a little bit more. You're going to see a lot more information move into the the character menu, which is going to have all that stat stuff that used to be out on the front. It'll be in the menu here, so you can look into details and see the character's different stats. So you got your hunger, your nutrients, your hydration, all that stuff. It's going to be in here now. You're gonna go to get to it. You've got a quick menu now, which gives you quick access to communications, controls like auto walk. You can open other menus with it. And you've got an advancements of different systems. You also have a huge expansion of the game world. It is now 10 times larger than in version 86. This is outside of version 86. 86 was everything inside that caldera. You now have access to leave the caldera and explore the world outside and surrounding. It comprises of an area of about 150 square kilometers. So you can see I can travel all the way out here. There's actually a road. It'll take you to different points of interest. There's humans out here. There's going to be poachers and other dangers and things like that. Also, all the animals and creatures have access to all this open land as well. Hang on, a bunch of stuff is loading. Let's give it a second. Hang on 1 second. Did do something on my PC. Alright, we're good. We also have some more stuff, like you may notice if you fight something, their stats will come up here, so it'll be like, it'll show your one-on-one. So this is their health bar. So as you're fighting something, you'll see it go down. You'll see the enemy their level, their scent, all that good stuff. And when you switch targets, it changes. You can hide the HUD as well. Just go straight realism mode if you want to. This is cinematic mode. Looks like a movie. You can just go straight realism mode. Nothing on the screen. Just the visuals. We now have an active weather system. The weather is affecting how my body is wet. It also affects the plants and stuff as well. If the weather changes, it takes time for it to dry off. So you can see I'm still wet. Plants are still wet. We also have ticks. Stay in one place for too long, the ticks will get on you and start to suck away your health. You can explore 9 areas of this region. This is called the Caldera region. You can see it's effing huge. Inside of there used to be just the entire level. You can leave. Now the optimization allows for everything outside to be accessible. So when you leave, you can go to different regions. When you look into your character menu here, you can see the region stats. This is the region of Caldera. That's the centermost region. When I go far enough outside, it'll show the south.
Not the ticks loudly crying face LOL, that's pretty sick though.
Yeah, you're gonna have ticks. But also there's a counterplay to everything in the game. So if there's ticks, there's animals that eat ticks. So what you also have is a system that I invented called the symbiotic relationship intelligence. So basically you can have animals that follow you around just to eat the ticks off of you. So we call them orbiters because they stay near you and around you, but they're not actually in your species or family group. So you have a group, it counts the group right down there. Hang on, I'll show you in a second. Scorpion right there. So these are the members of my group here. If I have orbiters, such as like little birds that land on my body, it'll be counted down here. Or guinea fowls are there as well. So there are animals that will follow you around or be a part of your group that are not in your species. If you ever want to see everything that's in the game, or like let's say you want to look at updates, it's now built into the game. What you do is go on your left in your pause menu, release notes. It loads the current release notes. They're updated automatically every 5 minutes. You can just scroll and see everything that was in this build. This is update 87 or beta 87. And I numbered it so you can see how big each update is. So this one here has 58 changes or additions or updates. The one before it, 86, you can count and kind of see all the new stuff in each one, had like 35. So it's twice as big at least. It took a lot longer to do this one too, but there was a lot of monumental things that needed to be done. So not only can you see the release notes just from built into the game, you can also access the game guide. The game guide is basically the player base's knowledge base about the game, everything that's known, tips and tricks, how to play, controls for the game. If you want to and this is also a living document, so the players can update this as new things are learned. So if I add a new location or somebody discovers a new location, that information can be added here and you could read about it. So this keeps track of all the game lore. There's also links to all the social media for the game, as well as anything, you know, surrounding this game. Like you'll see there's one for the Great Pacific. It'll actually link you to the YouTube videos about the Great Pacific, and then there's going to be one for the Great Before. That'll be all the videos about the Great Before. So this is like, the game guide is the document that has, it's everything. It's like the giant Wikipedia of the game. It's supposed to be everything. It's not everything's in there yet, but it is going to be added over time. All that inside the game.
NYX6 said, Xbox controllers support as well, and if so, how soon?
Yeah, Xbox gamepad support is there, meaning any controller that goes into the USB port will work. That includes Xbox. Now, specific mapping for the Xbox buttons I haven't fully done, but if you plug an Xbox controller in, it works. For example,
Tropic said, so when TGC comes out / is released, would TGP and TGB come in that as well, or are they gonna be completely separate games themselves?
you can see right here that I'm actually playing with the Xbox controller right now. I'm turning the controller and everything. Not all the buttons are in there. Like, for example, I can't turn off auto walk, but I'm going to put in the quick menu so that you'll have access to the buttons that you need. For the record, the Great Circle is currently released. It's a demo on Steam, so you can download and play it right now. You don't have access to the latest version. This is 87. You have access to 86. You will get 87, I think, tomorrow. As far as, so basically, will the Great Pacific and will the Great Before be included? I will include them inside the Great Circle at a point in the future, as soon as I finish some things. So you'll see that I added them to the game modes map. So when you pick the game mode that you want to play in the Great Circle, you can choose survival. You'll see the other game modes are grayed out because you can't select them yet. So like Safari mode is not available yet. The single player campaign is not available yet. Documentary mode is not available yet. But in the list you'll see the Great Before and the Great Pacific. So you'll actually get a small demo of the other games inside this one, included for free. And what I think I'll do is just bundle the games, because they're each gonna eventually have their own Steam pages. I'll bundle and have like a deal where you can buy them all together. So you'll have the full version of everything. But you'll get the demos all together in this. See that we get wet over time. We get wet and we dry off over time. Not only us, but the plants do too. Hard to show right now because the plants will fade if you get too close to them. But the plants are getting wet as well. Trees do as well.
Tropic said, definitely the best way to do that. I like that.
There's still some things to be worked out with like the roads and stuff being wet. I'm working on like some code for the puddles and stuff, so you can see that the ground is not actually showing to be wet the way it's supposed to be, but everything else is working fine. The animals get wet, the plants get wet, or even the rocks. Take a look at the rock. Yeah. I didn't have enough time to fix the terrain alignment thing yet, but I will eventually. That way giraffes don't walk sideways. but even the rocks get wet. Wait, let me do it this way. You can see the rain is kind of rolling down the side. It's not easy to see without like some sunlight. Mother just found me. She's wet too. You'll see the water roll down the bark of the trees too. Just gonna go out here and make sure the other animals are loading in it properly. So there's still some hitches to work out, like this right here. I can see my PC is fine, like the GPU is not overloaded or anything. This is just a bottleneck in the game that needs to be worked out, and it will be worked out. But understand, what I'm doing right now is extremely difficult. It's got a lot of the world loaded in. I don't think we've frozen. Hang on. Or I should say, I don't think the editor's crashed. Let me double check. No, I think it's just a bottleneck. We'll give it a second to load. While it loads, we look at the dinosaur stuff. I'm gonna be working on some prehistoric biomes, and I'm gonna have some fun with it because I really enjoy like putting like the plant kits and stuff together. We're gonna have some new dinosaur characters added in as well. Some flying types, some big sauropods and whatnot. And their AI will differ a little bit from the regular animal AI. We're borrowing basically the same foliage stuff from the Great Circle, but we're gonna have completely different foliage for the Great before, because there a lot of these plants weren't around millions of years ago, like grass. We're gonna have more stuff like fern and like prehistoric plants and stuff. So it'll be a different environment. It'll look different. There's also gonna be a little bit of a different of the art style too. I'm gonna have a kind of a end of days kind of feel to it. But the cool thing about my approach to the dinosaur game is the focus on the living and breathing environment. There's gonna be dinosaurs. You're gonna feel like you're in the different world. There's gonna be dinosaurs just living their lives, doing their thing. With AI, it's a world. You know what I mean?
NYX6 said, do you plan to include aquatic dinosaur as well?
Yes, we will probably have semi-aquatic ones first. If there's going to be anything fully aquatic, it'll just be fish. I don't think you'll be able to play it yet.
Spyro86 said, will there be more of these dinos?
Yes, actually there will be. I think we're adding... Parasaur soon. We're adding two. We're gonna add Parasaur and Quetzal. We're gonna add a Pterosaur. Not 100% if it's gonna be Quetz yet, but it'll be a flying one because the two first things that I put in were sauropod and my approach is the sauropods and the flying dinosaurs should be first because they're very much set sellers, and they basically sell the environment. Like, they're part of the set, and they're cheap because you can have only a few in and you can see them from great distances. They add a lot to the environment, and we can have more advanced AI for like the smaller ones, because the big ones are just going to be moving slow, just nibbling on trees and stuff like that. They're gonna have full life cycles and everything, but you're gonna be seeing a lot more dynamic action with the kind of mid to small tier dinosaurs. And similar to that in the Great Pacific, when you see big blue whales, a lot more simple stuff going on, but when you get smaller, when you get sharks and fish and stuff like that, a lot more advanced AI and intelligent behavior. And especially with stuff like dolphins and orca, you'll see a lot more personality or temperaments with those that just show like the AI have an individuality to them and uniqueness to them. But yeah, because you gotta have stuff to hunt. I already have like a nice looking theropod. It's gonna be our main theropod to get started. There is also a Rex, but I want it to be like the main thing that you have to run away from if you're gonna play carnivore. They're basically the most powerful thing, big boss. So you have some danger in the game. But you gotta have something that's kind of similar size that you can hunt, and I believe it's gonna be Parasaur. We might have Trikes too. So.
NY6 said, true LOL.
Alright, let's go out and see if we can find a herd. I'm looking for buffalo. There's deer out here. Still a bunch of stuff loading in. I think we might find a buffalo out here. I think there's a big old herd of stuff loading in still. Unfortunately, there's still loading happening. All the stuff should be done by the time the player starts. But I have a feature called lazy loading, which is where I'm just looking out for people who have lower end PCs, so that it doesn't overwhelm them. Trying to load in a bunch of stuff at once, it'll just kind of load it in a little bit by little bit over time. But the thing that I want to stress is this game does not spawn things. So after these animals are loaded, that's all there is. And the only new animals will be if they give birth, or, you know, there won't be any randomly putting animals in the world, because that's just not the approach I want to take. Same thing when it comes to like when you hear sounds like bug sounds and bird sounds and stuff. These are not generated sounds. It's only the creatures that were simulated into the world. Hopefully before the player gets in, but after they're all loaded, that's it. like these chickens, for example, these are just here. Like it didn't spawn here just because I walked in a random direction or whatever. It's just one of many things that are out here. It's never repeating, so you would never find this same group in this, like a same group of chickens in like the same place if you played the game twice. You would find a different group. One way you know that is well, I guess I can't see that on the scent, but like for example, animals all have their own names. They all have their own stats, levels. See, I have a group member called Safi. I have one called Sana. I have a parent named Nia. It's just part of the uniqueness. They're all unique. I don't know where those other group members are right now, but we're still having some issues here. I'm starting to think it's the humans that are causing these bottlenecks. Also, you can see the level up system in full effect. You can see I've leveled up to level 19. It's not a realistic progression system yet, because like I've gone from 0 to 19 in like less than an hour, which is not the full experience that I want. I want you to kind of make progress every single day, is what I'm thinking. Here's an example. In this video, you can see the player can approach a group of brachiosaurs off in the distance. So as easily as I encountered these chickens in the Great Circle, in the Great Before, you can find a group of brachiosaurs or another family group of different animals. What I want to add to this vista is like pterosaurs flying around and stuff. But yeah, those are not, they're there to be part of the set, but they're not set pieces. You can actually walk up to them, they're moving around, they're doing their dinosaur thing. And it's not like in none of the games how it's just random movement. Everything in this game is purposeful, just like in the Great Circle. They are purposefully making their way around the map. Like as I got close to the babies, the parent came. So the dinosaurs are going to be every bit as smart as they are in the animals in the Great Circle. Oh yeah, I gotta fix the eagle. My
NYX6
fish eagle is not flapping.
if you start a new game, how many wild animals will pop up in altogether? Is there a limit the game can handle?
No, it's kind of a GPU bound problem. So the question of how many animals can the game handle. So it's really gonna depend on your system, but I think most people will be able to deal with like around 100 in one area. If you have a better system, you can get up to like 300s. But my optimization efforts are in the future going to prevent like 300 or 400 animals in one spot ever being the case. So there is actually going to be not a reason for that many to be in a single location, except for big events like a flood or something like that. I can't really see animals like all gathering like that. You have a 4090? Okay, well you're going to be up in the upper echelons.
Said, I have a 4090.
Okay. So if you have a system with good specs, reach out to me on Discord and I'll give you access to the alpha branch. And that is a branch where you can try out more realism, right? But realism is hard for PCs to handle because it's more animals, more stuff. So the goal of that is to like make it look as realistic as possible with less regard to performance. You can try out the game in more realistic ways if you have access to the alpha build. If you wanna give that a shot. There's a few people who are testing the alphas, and the idea is the alphas get some work done on them, get polished, get more optimized, and then they become the betas that everyone else plays. But I'm able to get data about what the game can handle. Places where we can optimize better. So if you are interested in playing the alpha builds where there's more stuff going on, let me know, I'll give you the access. You just have to tell me how it's performing for you. Let's see.
NYX6
I think it is to people.
said, sure thing, I'll message you on Discord.
And you also would be able to access stuff like this. So people who have alpha have already been trying to like newer versions of the game. I've been working on it.
NYX6 said, after you're done streaming I'll shoot you a message.
Old beans. Alright, so I think I got what I wanted to do tested. I'm gonna put a few more touches on the thing, and I believe 87 is, I already have a successful build. Oh geez. Hang on. I just got sent north. You know how I think I want to end the stream? I think I want to do a parasaur. I think I'll add a dinosaur because I want to get the visual of the parasaur herd in the Great Before. Maybe we can also put in the prehistoric trees. I'm building a redwoods biome and a redwood adjacent biome. I want to get like a herd of mid-size and yeah. More visuals. I think it's having parody. A little bit. I tried to force teleport to a loaded. There won't be this right here. This is right. There won't be like roads and stuff. Only be game trails. See like random walked certain paths so many times. This bridge is not over there. It's but you'll see instead of roads you'll have paths that animals have walked times. It's like beating down the bushes on the path, but it'll be going through like jungle stuff. So will bear. My goal is for it to bear no resemblance to the jungles at all. Because you don't want to go from the Great Circle to the Great Before, and it's like saying, holy. Even the weather, I've been thinking about that too. If it doubt it, there's like for us, I wonder if like the skies maybe were a little bit clearer. I'm looking at an art style that's crashed edit. considered making the focus of mic on. Okay, it is. I considered making the focus be more like a very final days of the dinosaur. Gonna call it like final days. But then I was like, then I gotta be like super accurate, like. What's about it? Hunting will be a huge focus in this game. Like whether you are being hunted or hunted, whether you are hunting or being hunted, huge. I want you to just walking through the forest, right? But also on the edge of you, wondering if something is hunting you. Because we can bring in the same AI that will let the lions stalk you, and basically they'll be following you for a time before you know that they're there, and they're basically gonna be walking slower as they get close to you. They can get as close as possible, and then they'll have the same behavior where you hit them, they'll stop moving, and if you run, that'll trigger their same thing with big predators. Have like I don't know how the hell a Rex would sneak up on it. It's like so big. But like a Rex would, it's hunting you. That's one thing I wonder is like how did Rexes live? Because it's like you don't see a Rex coming or hear it. It's so big. What did it eat? Like that's why I believe the stories about it being a scavenger. Imagine it all around the size carnivore. Eat their kill. Because it's like it's something that you as a Rex. Then live. How do you maintain eyes? Have to feed them all the time? It either had to be like a really big game hunter or really successful scavenger. How do you scavenge it?
NYX6 said, BGM makes it a little hard to hear you. NYX6 said, little asterisk.
What happened? My voice not coming through? Oh, maybe. Hang on. Let's see what's going on. BGM makes it. What does that mean? Yeah. I can't see the Discord thing.
NYX6 said,
Test 1 2.
the
test,
background
1, 2.
music.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Jack 1 2 1 2. Okay, there we go. Oh, the background music. Is it still playing? I can't hear anything. Oh, I see. It is still playing. I didn't know. It just cut for me. Okay. So I didn't know that the music was still playing.
NYX6
Now I can hear it.
said, should be much better now. NYX6 said, it's alright.
I wanted it playing lower. Also, it should have like been lowering itself as I talk. What I thought it was doing. We are relaunching the editor, and I think we'll finish out the night by adding a parasaur to
NYX6
the great before.
said, you were saying something about a T-Rex sneaking up on you?
Oh, I was just pondering like the idea of how would a Rex like ambush anything. Like I almost believe I don't know if the current research says it's a scavenger, but I almost believe that it, like when they said it was a scavenger, because it's like I was wondering like how do you sneak up on something when you're that big? Like how do you hunt? You'd have to be in a forest big enough to hide you, and then it's like how do you move around if you're in a forest? So it's kind of like I just wondered. I was just thinking about that because the animals are going to be able to stalk and ambush you pretty soon in the Great Circle. That means they'll be able to do it in the Great Before as well.
NYX6 said, I wonder about that too. Interesting to see how you implement that.
Yeah, I had it working for an older version of the game, but I built a new system and I just haven't re-implemented that same mechanic. But basically, I had it working where the lions would sneak up on you when you're not looking, and then when you look at them, they stop moving. Just like in the wild, where they go for the backside of a target, and then when the target looks at them, they'll freeze. And then if the target notices them and tries to run away, it triggers their attack. So we'll be putting that back in the Great Circle. I can't remember if there's a video still online where I showed it working, but I've definitely shown it working many times in the past. But we're talking like definitely over a year ago. The game was very different. Alright, we're almost back up and running. This is kind of like the testing area for the Great Before. As you can see, it's completely different. I was thinking of just watching Prehistoric Planet and just like looking at the what they thought the biome should look like, and then like maybe copy off of them. But I almost feel like I have a big thing about not copying other games. I hate that. I hate the idea of doing that. But we're talking about theoretical uh, ecosystems and environments, so it's kind of like I'm not looking at a game, but I'm looking at like National Geographic type stuff. Try and get an idea of what the environment should look like. All right, we're going to add a um, mid-tier dinosaur. We're gonna add a parasaur. To copy and paste something. Back 1, 2, 1. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop stream tonight. I want to go ahead and continue my work, but I worked faster off stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you can play The Great Circle. It is available on Steam as a free demo. You can follow the link in the description, or just go to Steam and search for The Great Circle. You can play the demo by just scrolling down the Steam page, and you'll see a big green button that says download the demo. You can add the demo to your library. It updates automatically just like any other Steam game. Again, it is free. It also includes beta versions of the game where you can try out the latest features. You can also try out the, eventually, soon, you will be able to try out the other games as well. That is the Great Pacific, the Ocean Survival game, and the Great Before, the Dino Survival game. kind of made in the same mold as the Great Circle. So big focus, big emphasis on single player, big emphasis on world building with a living, breathing ecosystem, bunch of AI, player versus.
Take care, answering all questions.
Thank you. Player versus environment is the primary focus, but multiplayer will be there too. Anyways, to support development, you can join our Patreon. That is patreon.com/thegreatcircle, or you can boost the Discord server, or you can just do PayPal donations. All of that is appreciated. If nothing else, don't forget to hit the like button, and thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I will see y'all next time. Actually, tomorrow. We just had a successful build on the other PC, so I'm just going to test it and make sure nothing's wrong with it, and then we'll be uploading to Steam. I'll be making some posters and whatnot. Have a good night. Bye, you guys.